back to my channel. Today I'll be talking about how to catch white perch. White perch can be caught all over the East Coast and in some lakes and rivers. White perch like brackish water, but they can be caught almost anywhere. I'll be talking about the Chesapeake region today. The average white perch I'll catch is around 9 to 10 inches, but some of the biggest ones caught were almost 5 pounds. Next, we'll go over to lures. So now for the lures. Some of my favorite lures for white perch would be jigs, such as marabou jigs and straight tail jigs, small lipless crankbaits, and spinners, such as this inline spinner. So when you want to fish like a spinner such as this spinner bait, I use the marabou jigs, the 1/4 ounce. You don't want to go lighter than this. If you go lighter than this, especially when you have the spinner on it, they don't get down deep enough. When you're just jigging, you can go super light. You can go to a 32nd of an ounce if that's what you want to do. But there's 2 colors I primarily use, which is white and chartreuse and white. Chartreuse and white, I've caught a lot more white perch on, usually around 1/3 more white perch on the chartreuse and white than just the white. Now with these, I'm talking about using them with a spinner blade. I barely ever use them without the spinner blade, but with a spinner blade, what you'll do is you'll take the jig. I'm using a straight tail in this case, but it's the same with either one. You'll put it through the hole or the poke, and you'll have the jig like this. But see how that jig's facing out like that? You'll barely get any fish fishing it this way. You want it to be like this, right here. You want the hook facing in towards the blade. So make sure you do that. Hook facing out, no fish. Hook fishing in, you'll catch fish. So if you do that, all you have to do is take it off and then put it on the other way. So, lipless crankbaits. Right here's a little lipless crankbait that I've been using, and here's a bigger one. Now, this one you think would be better for perch since it's a lot smaller, but I've got perch on here that are less than half this, that are less than twice the size of this. So there's not really any small. These fish are crazy. They'll go for anything when they're hungry. And these barely get down deep at all. The deepest I've got this thing is 2 feet. But the 1/4 ounce right here, these things are great because they sink by themselves and when you're reeling on them. I primarily use these for bulkhead fishing and when you have jetties coming out and stuff like that. This is the Cotton Cordell spot color. It's blue on the top, silver on the side, and it has the spot. Perch really like those. So another one of the spinners I use is the Perch Hounder. This is local for my area. It's a 1/4 ounce head, so when you're fishing in a lot of currents and like inlets or small bays that are going out into the main bay or a river, these things are really great. Perch love these. But you can also use the straight tails like I showed before. I used to be really into these inline spinners, but I've turned away from these lately because they get snagged on everything and it's hard to take the hook out of the fish, and I find to catch more fish on the inline spinner, not the inline spinners, on these spinners right here. There's only one hook. And I've never got hooked a fish on one of these inline spinners. I've caught thousands of perch on baits such as these, and I've never got hooked a fish. But on the inline spinners, a lot of times they'll get stuck in there, and it sucks seeing them out. So that's casting up to shoreline structure. My favorite places to fish over the summer is where you have like a small estuary or something like that next to a river, and then you have an inlet and water is pushing out. When the tide's going out, fish all around where the water's coming out at, because small bait fish and things that perch eat will get turned up, and that's where the perch will like. But if you're fishing near fallen trees is another good spot, wherever there's lots of structure. Now you can fish on bulkheads. Bulkheads a lot of times produce for me, but grass too for perch. My favorite, the most productive spots for me to catch perch is from 6 inches to 2 feet of water. I've caught perch in 4 inches of water. You don't even see them. It's pretty cool. Like, they get up really shallow, a lot shallower than you think. But they also can be down deep. For instances, if they'll be down deep, like colder weather months, and they'll school up a lot in the summer too. On shoals. If you find shoals, there will usually be perch on them. And for things like that, what you want is jigging spoons like this. This is almost like a trolling lure, but this works really well for perch. It's pretty heavy. And you can also get jigs or these, put them on a leader, and you can do a tandem rig. You'll have two of these, kind of like this, and then you'll have your line going through, then you'll have a sinker on the bottom, and you can jig those up and down. You can catch perch on these by themselves, but it's really productive to put a little piece of worm or a grass shrimp on them. You can get grass shrimp at tackle shops, or you can catch them yourself with a really small net near dock pilings primarily. So next, I'll be going to rods and reels. This is my main rod for perch. I got a Penn Pursuit 4 2500 with 6-pound mono on it. I have the Perch Hounder on it right now. It's in some rough shape, as you guys can see, but I've had this thing for months, and this is all I've been throwing on this rod, and it's caught so many perch. And a lot of people want to go really small with perch outfits. 1,000 and even 500 size reels, like you're fishing for trout. Now, I used to do that. As you can see, this reel right here. Now, this will work, but a lot of times when you're perch fishing, you'll hook into bigger fish, such as striped bass and catfish. I've had 5-pound catfish eat these little jigs. Like, after 15 perch, like, you'll catch a catfish. Like, the catfish, you'll catch a lot of them, especially when you're fishing in the upper parts of the bay where it's not too salty for them. So that's why I like to go with a bigger outfit. Monofilament works because you're throwing up in the structure and you want the abrasion resistance. But when I'm jigging, I'll only use braid for the more sensitivity and stuff like that. So thanks for watching my video. If it gets 10 likes, I'll do a out on the boat how to catch perch. So I'll do a video out in the water and showing you how I catch them. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.